So in this lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of news announcements, right? So whenever you're trading Forex, equities, cryptocurrency, something to watch out for is news, market-related news, specific to the economy, whether it's, if you're trading Forex. Yeah, let me break that down a little bit. If you're trading Forex, as an example, foreign exchange, something that's really important is economic data releases, economic news related to the specific country that you're looking to trade. So if you're looking at Canadian dollar as an example, right? US dollar CAD, currency pair, then something that could be important are economic news related to the United States of America and economic news related to Canada, right? As an example. Same thing if you're trading the yen, Japan and European news, and so on, right? So one thing to watch out for are some really high impact economic news releases in regards to the foreign exchange market, right? So in regards to the foreign exchange market, that would be rate announcements. Rate announcements are extremely important, right? And whenever a country has a rate announcement, specifically when that rate announcement is when the country is expected to either drop rates or increase rates, that could spark a lot of volatility within the market. So you might want to be a little bit more cautious when trading around rate announcements. Same thing is other economic data like employment data, showing how many people are unemployed and employed within that specific country, right? Employment data in the United States is released every first Friday of every single month, right? And I'll show you exactly here where you can kind of get that data, but that is also very important because it's the state of the economy, state of that country, right? So the economy of that country depends on how well the currency will perform, because it obviously states how well the country performs, right? And it's all correlated, right? So there's specific news announcements that you want to really watch out for. And in the foreign exchange market, it's mainly that I would focus on are rate announcements, specifically if you believe a recession's coming, right? Or a big global correction's coming, rate announcements will be very important, because if a global recession's coming, then you will see countries start cutting rates, right? And that could cause a lot of volatility in the market. And then once the recession finishes, the correction finishes, the countries will be raising rates again, which will again spark a lot of volatility within the market and so on. So that's for foreign exchange, mainly rate announcement and any kind of employment data, but there's also many other economic kind of news announcements that you should watch out for anyway, and I'll show you here on the chart real quick. For the stock market, something that's really important for the stock market, if you're trading stocks, as an example, it's earnings. Earnings season happens every single quarter, right? Where the company releases its earnings for that quarter, for the previous quarter, right? And that's a very high impact news announcement when you're trading individual stocks like Apple or Google or Netflix or any other low cap stocks and so on, right? When that company releases its earnings, that could again spark a lot of volatility in the market, depending whether it's good or bad, right? So that's something to watch out for. And obviously any company specific news announcements, right? So that's just common sense. Like if Apple is running a press conference and they release a beautiful brand new product, that could obviously spark a lot of volatility on the charts as well, because if people like it, then the Apple share price will go up after the news announcement. If they don't, Apple share price could drop after the news announcement. So, you know, when you're trading companies, stocks, that's the type of news that you should watch out for. And again, I'll show you here where you can kind of get that information. And for cryptocurrency, same kind of thing, you know, cryptocurrency, whether there's something new technology or updates that have been released in regards to the currency itself. Right now, in regards to cryptocurrency, it could be any kind of technological update in regards to the currency itself, or it's the altcoin, or something that causes a lot of volatility is regulations, regulatory news, right? Like when a country decides to regulate a currency in a specific manner or whatnot, you know, that could spark a lot of volatility. Also, if there's any kind of economic instability in a specific nation, right? If let's say the people of that nation lose kind of trust in their central bank and so on because of what is happening, war and massive inflation or whatnot, you could see a massive spike in cryptocurrency activity and so on. So when we quickly look at the screen here, and I'm going to show you a few websites that you can kind of follow to get some of those news announcements. For economic related news, Forex Factory is really good, right? Forex Factory has this calendar built in within it, right? So if you go to forexfactory.com, you click on calendar, you will see all kind of economic related news related to the Japanese yen, to New Zealand dollar, euro, pound, US dollar, and so on, right? And you will see them laid out in yellow, red, or orange. Red are high impact news. So you really want to focus on red announcements, right? So if you notice that there's a red announcement coming up, that could spark some volatility. Now, majority of them, tell you the truth, they won't really do much, like CB, consumer confidence. Not many people really care about that. Not many people really watch that. But there are specific news announcements that you could watch out for, like any press conferences by the heads of the governments or central banks, right? ECB President Draghi speaks. That could cause some volatility because we don't know what he's going to talk about, right? But whatever he talks about could be related to the economy, and therefore it could spark some volatility in regards to the euro, right? If you go further to today, as an example, you can see that federal funds rate, FOMC statement, that could spark a lot of volatility. We have the Canadian rate announcement, right? As well, you can see to the right here, look, that was the Canadian rate announcement. Look at all that volatility that has caused, right? So that's the types of things to watch out for on, not this Friday, actually this Friday, November 1st, the first Friday of the month, we have employment data, right? Unemployment rate announcement for the US dollar, right? For the US economy. That could spark a lot of volatility. So when it comes to Forex related news, Forex Factory is great, right? To pick up that economic kind of related news announcements. And that means some of you might choose to stay away from trading when there's such a strong high impact news announcement, such as an employment data release or a rate announcement. Those are the two that I really mainly focus on: employment data releases and rate announcements, and any kind of related speeches, right, as well, things to watch out for. But that is when I take a little bit more caution when I'm trading the markets, is in relation to those two news releases. If you're trading stocks, right, stocks right here, if you go to Bloomberg obviously is a very popular website, and if you go just to the homepage, you can see that everything is here. So it was just a Canadian rate announcement, and you can read an article based on what happened, kind of thing, right? But if you're trading specific companies such as Apple, right, you can just search it, and right away you can get all the relevant information in regards to Apple and so on, right? So that's for kind of stocks and just general market news. It's not just related to stocks. I mean, if you click on the menu, you can go by markets, right? So, I mean, we have FX, fixed income, economics, I mean, stocks, currencies, commodities, and so on. You can go to technology sector and get all technology related news, right? Politics and so on. And yeah, it's a good website. And I mean, if you continue, play around with it, if you go to home, they even have crypto news as well. Right, so Bloomberg is really good for news in general. To kind of, they typically drop the news announcements after the fact, right? But things to again watch out for. Something that's very similar to Bloomberg is Yahoo Finance. You guys probably heard of Yahoo Finance. Same idea, same concept. You can just search Apple or whatnot, and then you will get the Apple feed of Apple related news or any other company that you're looking at. Cryptocurrency related news. CoinDesk is really good for crypto related news, right? So they're one of the best news feeds for crypto. So CoinDesk, definitely check that out. And you know, if there's ever a massive spike in cryptocurrency and you don't know what it was about, chances are CoinDesk will have an article in regards to that. Now, majority of you will be using TradingView. And on TradingView, if you're trading a specific company and so on, you can notice that you can go to the settings and go to events, and you can turn on news, right? Earnings news, dividends, splits, and so on. Economic events on the chart, right? So turn it on, apply it to all, and here you can see Netflix. Netflix had its earnings drop right here. Earnings typically happens after hours, and look at, it was a positive earnings report, and look at that massive volatility spike that occurred. Okay, so that's that. If we go to, as an example, let's see if that populates itself, Canadian dollar, right? You also have all the related news. It's listed right here, right? So you can click on it and see exactly what are the news announcements that are happening for the day when you're trading and so on, right? So everything is again laid out here, and you can see again, we have Canadian rate decision 1.75, it stayed same as forecast, right? So you can just literally follow the news feed here on TradingView, and for kind of like, it shows you all the announcements that are presented that will be occurring, right? So you can definitely just use that as well. And then if you need more information, you can go to those specific news websites to get further information. So that's it in regards to news announcement. The one thing that I just want to say is there's some high impact news announcements, such as for the Forex market, rate announcements, employment data, very high impact, right? Definitely you want to watch out for those. In the stock market, it's mainly earnings. When earnings season begins every single quarter, it sparks a lot of volatility for that specific company itself. So you want to watch out for the earnings season and so on. That is it. So that is it for news announcement. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you in the next one.